So today I'm going to talk about fake groups and also controlled groups. Um, these are protest groups, or they could be vigilante groups or identity groups. But these are the groups that you see out doing marches and protests. How can we tell which groups are fake or they're controlled? And how can we differentiate them from real groups? I'm going to give you a very easy and simple way to tell which groups are fake and which aren't. Now, I just want to start this off by saying a lot of these groups have real causes. For example, Extinction Rebellion, right? They're a fake group with a real cause. Okay, another example is Black Lives Matter. It's a fake group with a real cause. No, we don't want to see black people get shot by the cops. No, we don't want to see the environment destroyed. But the problem is that these groups that were given as the protest group to join, they're always going to be controlled. And the way you can identify which groups are controlled, which groups are fake, which groups are just there to control the narrative and keep people hating each other, keep people divided, keep people angry. Most of all, you want to keep people angry. The easy way to tell which one is fake is this. Are they on television? Do they get talked about on CBS News? Whether in a bad light. Okay? Take, for example, the right-wing group. I don't even know the name of this group, but the right-wing group that did the protest where they ran over a woman with a car. Okay, they ran over. It was like a counter-protest, something in South Carolina. Anyways, that group, for all the bad publicity that they got, what's the old saying? All publicity is good publicity. Just because you hear about a right-wing group that ran over some lady, some left-wing activist lady, and you think that they're terrible, well, guess what? Some people are going to hear that same information and think that's a good group to join. So any publicity is good publicity, and that's just widely known. So the media establishment is not going to give publicity to a group that they do not approve of or is not controlled. Okay? They're not going to give you free publicity. They're not going to give your grassroots group free publicity. So all of these groups that they keep putting in the media, Antifa, that's the picture. I mean, I put Antifa because they're the fakest one of all. But they're all fake. Antifa, Proud Boys, that's a right-wing group. All those right-wing militias, most of them were founded by U.S. intelligence. They were created in a sense. They were ideologically created through the original old school conspiracy theorists. Okay, all that stuff was slanted into the so-called patriot mindset, which you still see is extremely prevalent today in the so-called right wing. But of course, Antifa is just 100% a fake group. They're all the FBI. They're all FBI agents. All the Antifa chapters, whether they're big enough to be called a chapter, are going to be completely infiltrated and controlled by FBI agents or some other agency. Okay, these are all agents. And the kids that go along with these groups thinking that they're protesting and they're standing up to the old people and they're standing up to fascism. Okay, this has been done before. This is how they control your rage. This is how they control your outrage. They give you these fake groups to join to make you feel like you're a part of something, to make you feel like you're part of the big revolution, but it never comes. And things just get worse and worse. And it's because groups like this are designed to create division, negativity, and hatred. Politics, in other words, the blame game. You see, got all these people out here, probably they want to fight for justice and they probably want to save the environment too. But through their actions, through their praxis, It's just all about the blame game. We're going to blame Trump. We're going to blame the Ku Klux Klan. I mean, shit. Is there a Ku Klux Klan in 2020? I mean, it's like they're stuck in the 1930s or something. There's no Ku Klux Klan anymore. The Ku Klux Klan is the fucking Congress. So, this stuff is very by the book. This is what they teach you in schools, that communism is the big rebellion for young activists to be a part of. You're going to be a communist, you'll be a rebel. Okay? That's not, again, they're controlling your idealism, your want to be a part of something, your want to be a part of change. They're controlling that, and they're putting it into these groups that they control. And again, how do you know if the group is controlled? Is it on television? Do they talk about it on the news, whether in a good or a bad light? Do they bring up the name of this group? Extinction Rebellion, Antifa, Proud Boys, Black Lives Matter. There's a bunch of right-wing ones that I don't know the group of. Right-wing Coalition for whatever. They have names like that. Okay? These are control groups. You can easily go to Extinction Rebellion's website and see that this is a government-controlled organization. Okay? How do I know when I look at this website that Extinction Rebellion is a government-controlled organization? Well, I'll tell you how. Here's one way that you always know whether these protest groups are fake. Do they do anything? Do they do anything beyond marching, protests to get them in the news, get them publicity, and advocating for more laws? Do they do anything beyond marching and advocating for more laws? As if laws can fix what's wrong with our planet. As if more lawyers is what this planet needs. Okay? So that's one way that you know that XR is a fake group. Of course, it's obvious because, going back to my original point, the publicity. XR is not just getting publicity in this country, they're getting publicity across Europe, every country. So, again, XR is part of the world government. You can clearly see that if you just put the obvious facts that you have into the context in which they belong. This group is being promoted in medias across all of Europe and all the world, probably. People in other countries, many other countries, know the face of Greta. The science is clear, okay? Another way you know that XR is fake, and I don't want to get too deep into XR, but because, again, you know what? I'm just going to leave it right there. I'm not going to get too deep into XR. If you want me to go deep on XR, I will. Leave a comment. But back to my original point, which is that fake vigilante groups, fake protest groups, fake identity groups. Okay, we all instinctively feel a need to try and belong to something. We're searching for that thing that we lost, our tribe, our home. We will never find it. We will never find a real community in these fake groups because they're built around fakeness. How can you build a real community around a political ideology that is pure bullshit? Okay? Because all political ideologies are pure bullshit. This is the great deception. We talk about this hatred that is forming between the left and the right wing. And yet when I look at the left and the right wing, you know what I see? I see two groups of people that are both full speed ahead towards a technological Star Wars evil future. Both of these groups believe in science, the right and the left wing. They claim they believe in science, different versions of science, yes, but they both claim to believe in science. They believe in technology, they believe in progress, they believe in all the great lies that have our planet plummeting towards a disaster. And And that's by design. The left and right wing exist only to argue with each other. They have no basis in reality. The people who control this world are technocrats. They don't care about left and right, any of those social issues. It's all about increasing power, increasing knowledge. They have no human consideration. They have no consideration for any ethical considerations. Because ethics gets in the way of doing science. Don't you know that? Don't you understand that? That's why there can be no ethics in this world that they're building. And that's why our minds have to be controlled with groups like these, which are basically religions. Once you fall into these political mindsets that you're this angry and you're all going to dress up together and go out, you're part of a religion. Politics is religion. Ideology is religion. And I'm just going to leave you with one more thing, okay? This is what prompted me to do this episode, this propaganda of us heading for a civil war. You see, this is what the media is really about. You can even see from that font. This is from the New Yorker. You can. This is what the media is really about: fomenting division, fomenting hate, fomenting strong emotions. They're here to control you. They're here to lie to you. They're here to fill your mind up with bullshit. So why on earth would they ever put a real protest group in front of you to go join? Answer, they wouldn't. That's how you know any protest group, identity group, or vigilante group that is promoted through the television, mentioned on the television, is fake and controlled by money power. This is the Great Plague.